we are as a people inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
All right. Welcome back to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. You're like, Abe, aren't you done yet? No. I told you, man, I get in these little moods. That's why sometimes I don't mind taking like a week off or 2 weeks off. Because like, when I'm in the mood to podcast, I will podcast over and over and over again. Because I got a shit ton to talk about. As far as updates, Sammy went to work. So that's why there's an intro now. Still March 11th, 2026. We're supposed to, from what I heard, get some bad weather. So I'm stuck here in a tin can, little old trailer that's falling apart. It's supposed to get like pretty severe. So say a little prayer. You do that voodoo that you do so well. I don't know whether it be a prayer, a spell. Just send some good mojo my way, because I don't want a tree to fall on my car or, tree to fall on the house. Because if it falls on the house, it will fall through the house. But anyways, so this just came across my desk, and it's an arrest that happened. This was yesterday, 2 a.m. 2 a.m. in the morning, yesterday. So this is really fresh. I know nothing about these dudes. I just now heard about it. Shout outs to Luke Radowski. He was covering it. He's a pretty cool fucking channel. His channel's called We Are Change. So go check him out. Go sub to him. Maybe he'll tell him who sent you. Maybe he'll give me a shout out. But way back in the day, he was like one of the first people, if not the first one, to sneak onto Epstein Island. I know there's been like 2 other content creators who have done it, and for some reason, everyone forgets about Luke Radowski. Like, he was the first one to do it. And it kind of bums me out, because I've had this shit happen to me before, where I was like the first one to say something, or I don't know. It's the conspiracy community sucks with this, of not giving people their roses when they deserve the roses, Everyone goes, Alex Jones predicted 9/11. William Cooper predicted 9/11 before Alex Jones. No one ever talks about William Cooper. And it just bums me out, But nice guys finish last, Alright, so I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you want to support the channel and donate to it, it helps buy pens, papers, flash drives, and honestly, helps me pay some of my bills. Yes, I have a job, a full-time job, but it helps pay for the bills. I will send you a sticker. There's 3 left. If you do donate, we can message privately through buymeacoffee.com, and I can send you a sticker. Get your address and all that, because I know like some people got a little freaked out, like, you sure no one can find, no one sees this? And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to share your info. And they're like, well, okay, I just didn't want this. It's not a public comment. It's a private message. So if you send me money, I can send you a sticker. Like, you can send me your address. I'm not going to stalk you. I'm not going to, unless you just don't want a sticker, And I don't blame people for being careful. I mean, people are fucking nuts, man. I mean, I'm a little crazy, but I'm like the cool crazy, like the nice crazy. I'll just talk to you about lizard people and shit on the subway. I'm not going to stab you. I'll just talk to you about them. I'm just joking. I'm just fucking around. So, Alexander Brothers. I know nothing about these dudes. Let me show you their mugshot. So, I'm not sure how much commentary I honestly am going to have on this because I literally know nothing about the Alexander Brothers. If you know anything about them, hit me up in the comments. Fill me in on what you know. But apparently they were connected with Epstein. And so and they were convicted apparently like yesterday is what I'm hearing. Alexander Brothers convicted of sex trafficking in Manhattan federal court. So, and like I said, man, I seen someone hitting up somebody, another content creator in their comment section, just being mean, saying, how do you not know about Virginia Giuffre and all the shadiness around her death? It clearly was a suicide. And I couldn't bite my tongue. I just commented on this person. I said, like, I don't remember the exact words I said, but essentially, in a nice way, I was like, oh yeah, because every conspiracy theorist is supposed to know about every conspiracy all the fucking time. I was like, you're rude. I said, not everyone can keep up with everything. I said, I was born and raised in a conspiracy family. I truly red-pilled and woke up in 2010. I said, I've been studying conspiracies my whole fucking life. I'm a night stalker at Kroger. I listen to conspiracy podcasts for 8 hours a night. 8 hours every single night, conspiracy podcasts. When I'm at home, I'm watching conspiracy videos. And I still come across shit that I'm like, holy shit, how the fuck did I never hear about that? How did that slip past my radar? I don't know, man. I love our community, but sometimes, man, our community is like toxic as fuck, dude. Yeah, she didn't message back though after that. I was like, yeah, fuck you, dude. But yeah, I've never heard of these dudes. It slipped past my radar. So in New York, 3 brothers, including 2 of the nation's most successful luxury real estate brokers. Okay, so 2 of them are luxury real estate brokers. So I'm guessing for Hollywood, I'm guessing stars, musicians, politicians. They were convicted of sex trafficking Monday after a 5-week trial over accusations that they had drugged and raped scores of women they had dazzled with their wealth and opulent lifestyle. It makes me sad, man. This is why I say, and I'm going to sound like a boomer, and I don't care, but I've been preaching this even since I was younger. Some of the you got girls, find a dude who is down to earth. And my thing is, he doesn't have to be rich, but is he like a hard worker? And is he trying to support you? He's not blowing his money. He's not being lazy. Does he have to wear the nicest clothes? No. I'm wearing a fucking raggedy old Courage the Cowardly Dog shirt. I'm wearing fucking slip-ons over here. I'm living in a trailer, but, you know, I support my wife. We're, you know, I at least try. I work, you know. And if I'm unemployed, I'm trying to find a fucking job. It's not all about gold and silver and money and Cadillacs and Mercedes and dresses. It's not all about that shit, man. Because usually the people who have all that shit, the only reason they got there is because they're a sociopath and have no emotion and no feelings and they're cutthroat. That's how they got all that wealth. Unless they were born into it. And like most likely if they're born into it, their parents are that way, so they're going to be raised the same way. And I'm not saying just because you're rich you're a bad person, but most of them, like 95% of them, are fucking psychos and evil. The verdict came after 11 women, that's not good, testified in Manhattan federal court. They were sexually assaulted by one or more of the brothers, twins Orrin and Alan Alexander, 38, and Tal Alexander, 39. Okay. This has always grossed me the fuck out. I do not understand, and I've seen it. You see it a lot here in Kentucky because I don't know, man. I love Kentucky sometimes, but sometimes I hate this place. Like, you see a lot of like girls, and I've seen this growing up. I've seen it all my years living here. I've lived half my life here and half my life in Florida. Um, Girls will date one brother, break up, and then get with the other one. It is the most grossest thing to me. I do not get it. I would never touch one of my, let's say I was single, like, I would never touch any of my brothers, like, women, like, after they split or died or something. It's, to me, it's so fucking gross. Like, can you imagine making out with a girl knowing you're swapping spit with your brother? Or sticking your dick in her and like knowing your brother's cum was in there. Like, I could never go down on a chick and be like, yeah, I'm eating your pussy and my brother's cum has been in here like 10,000 times. Like, ugh, it's fucking gross. I do not get it. And I'm a pretty freaky guy, but I don't fucking get it. I'm sorry if I'm kink shaming you, if you're listening and you're into that, but nope, not for me. All three shook their heads as the jury for persons said guilty. 19 straight times they had to say guilty, or the jury had to say guilty. So 19 charges and shit. A powerful reckoning that could put them behind bars for the rest of their lives. Well, if it's true, not that I trust our court systems very much, but if they're connected with Epstein, and I don't know. I mean, if it's true, 11 women, I mean, if it's true, they need to be put behind bars for their whole lives. Like, that's disgusting behavior. Tal Alexander dropped his head into his crossed arms. Their stunned parents sat in the gallery behind them. Those are parents of the year. I would love to know, not that we should automatically blame the parents, because sometimes people are just born with sociopaths. I mean, I hate to say it, but sometimes people are just born fucking sociopaths. But I would love to know, what the fuck did you do to your all three of your kids fucked up in the head? Like, I've said it for years. Like, my mom was like, oh, I was the perfect mom. We have she has 4 kids. I have 3 brothers. I said 3 out of 4 of your kids turned out fucked up in the head with mental problems, been institutionalized multiple times. Like, you didn't do the best, mama. And I'm not blaming it all on you. Neither did dad. Dad was horrible. He was physically abusive. You guys were mentally abusive, religiously abusive. Like, I had a horrible childhood. Like, you did horrible, mom. 3 out of 4 ain't... It ain't like the Meatloaf song, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Like, no, you fucked up. 3 out of 4 is horrible. The eldest, and even he's got a couple issues here and there, but for the most part, he's like the most sane and most fucking normal out of any of us, dude. But I would love to know these parents, though. Like, just be a fly on the wall in their household and see what these Alexander kids went through, that they came out so fucked up. Alan, Alexander's wife, shielded her face with her hand and appeared to fight back tears. Well, honey, I mean, if your husband was doing what he was doing, I wouldn't be crying. You should be smiling like, yay, I'm out of this, you know. Judge Valerie E. Caproni, that's got to be Italian. Judge Valerie Caproni set sentencing for August 6. The brothers, jailed since their 2024 arrest, so they were arrested 2 years ago. How did I miss this? Will appeal the verdict, their lawyer said. We believe in our client's innocence, and we're not going to stop fighting until we prevail. So they're going to appeal this, which means they're not going to prison. They're going to sit in jail. I'm guessing, I think that's how it would work. They would sit in jail because they're appealing it. So now they're going to chill in jail. And if the appeal goes through, then if they win, they're free. If not, they're going to prison. We believe that one day we will prevail. That's how I think it works. Defense lawyer Mark Agnifilio said outside the courthouse. U.S. Attorney J. Clayton lauded the verdict as vindication for victims of crimes that often go unreported and unpunished. The truth is, sex trafficking and other federal sex offenses are present in many walks of life, and we have not done enough to root it out, Clayton said in a statement. So, dozens of women say they were drugged and assaulted. The verdict represented a spectacular fall for Orrin and Tal Alexander. They were once known as real estate's A-team for their high-ticket sales and celebrity clientele. After smashing sales records at industry powerhouse Douglas Elliman, the brothers started their own firm. Alan Alexander ran, or Alon, Alan, I guess it's Alon. People, stop naming your kids weird shit. It's A-L-O-N. I'm just going to call him Alan or Alon. I don't know. Alan Alexander. Alan Alexander sounds better. Ran their family's private security company. Victims testified that they met their brothers at nightclubs, parties, and on dating apps. Oh, yeah, that's always the best place to find your, people. I'm sorry if that's how you found it, but I just literally just found my wife through a friend. And my first wife, who I was with for 6 years, married 3, dating 3. She came into the gas station where I worked, and I got her number. People, you guys can meet people like out and about. Like, you don't have to go to nightclubs and parties and shit. It's not all about the alcohol and all that shit. You can just meet people. And honestly, those are the best relationships from what I've heard in my experience. But anyways, and they were attacked after accepting someone's going to take all that and go, oh, he's victim shaming. No, I'm not victim shaming. I'm just talking about dating. Invitations to all expense paid getaways to the Hamptons, Aspen, Colorado. Ooh, that's where the elite go, man. And I've heard it's beautiful. And if you like snow. And a Caribbean cruise. More than 60 women say... 60... So only 11 testified, but 60 women say they were raped by one or more of the brothers, according to prosecutors. God damn. Defense lawyers suggested yeah, that's not looking good. It sounds most likely like they're guilty, dude. Like 60 women. If it's like 1 or 2, I could see being like, no, they're lying. They're ganging up on me. But 60, bro? Defense lawyers suggested the accusers had faulty memories or were hoping to cash in on one of the brothers' fortunes. The brothers were womanizers, their lawyers conceded, but they insisted any sex was consensual. In addition to top charges, Alan and Tal Alexander were also convicted of sex trafficking a minor, while Alan and Orrin Alexander were convicted of aggravated sexual abuse by force or intoxicant and sexual abuse of a physically incapacitated person. So one of the brothers was convicted of sex trafficking a minor, while 2 of the others were already convicted of drugging and raping an incapacitated person. Real good group of guys, man. Orrin Alexander was also convicted of sexually exploiting a minor. Not all of it, but of course there's pedophilia in there too. After prosecutors showed the jury a video he recorded of himself appearing to assault a drugged 17-year-old. So it's like evidence. First of all, not that I want these people to get away with these crimes, obviously. But what is it here lately, especially with TikTok? Why is everyone filming themselves doing crimes? I do not understand it. I don't get it. The first rule of committing a crime is not to be filmed. by yourself, especially yourself. You're just fucking dumb if you're doing that. But hence why, like, let's take the common thief who walks into a gas station. He's looking, where's the cameras? You know? Is anyone looking? Like, I don't understand people. Like, I don't get it. People are just fucking dumb. I mean, I'm glad he got caught, obviously, but like, I've noticed a trend of just people recording themselves doing crimes and just like, especially like these like gangster dudes, like they'll be throwing around a wad of cash with a pistol and they're on like parole, you know, and it's like, and they're bragging about, man, we just fucking robbed these motherfuckers, you know, selling that coke, you know. Like, what are you doing? You don't think your parole officer's gonna see this shit? Like, the internet's gonna tear you apart, dude. Lawsuits expose an open secret in the real estate world. Besides the criminal case, the brothers have faced about 24 lawsuits over the last 2 years. So, like, they're just shady as fuck. Including one last week in which Tracy Tudor, a star of Bravo's $1 Million Listings Los Angeles, alleges Orrin Alexander drugged and assaulted her while she was in New York City and there for a real estate event. Which, if you notice a common trend with all these crimes, and they all like had the same common thing of like, they're all saying they were drugged, it's probably true. Just saying. If they're all telling this, all the victims are telling the exact same story, it's probably true. When the first of the lawsuits were filed, multiple women came forward claiming they had also been assaulted and that the brothers' misconduct had been an open secret in the real estate world. You gotta love those, the open secrets, man. Same with like Hollywood, how they all know, oh yeah, we all know so-and-so's a creep, you know? We all knew it. Why didn't you fucking do something? Say something. It's okay to be a rat when it comes to like sexual abuse. I promise you. That's like one of the few times it's okay to be a snitch. The government took notice and opened a criminal case. During the trial, many of the women who testified said they believed the brothers had spiked their drinks. Some described feeling like they lost control out of their bodies. So, okay. The whole spike in the drink thing, man. Girls, you need to, as someone who bartended for 8 years, y'all gotta, like, either cover up the drink with a coaster or take it with you. Me and Sammy, we had a cocktail last night. We went and seen the movie, and they have a bar there. So we each had one drink. $30 fucking for 2 drinks. This is why I don't drink out. Like, she always wants to, every now and then she'll be like, come on, come down to the bar. Let's go to the bar for a little bit. I'm like, no. She's like, why? Because it'll be $30 for 2 drinks. Like, anyways, we both had to get up and go to the bathroom. And I was like, well, we don't have anything here. Like, we could both go at the same time. And then I said, well, I haven't finished my drink. And I didn't want to leave it, though, because I'm like, I could get drugged. And if you don't think men can get drugged, too, like, it happens. And I was like, never mind. That, and I didn't want one of the workers there to, like, come by and throw out my drink, you know. But still, even if you're not getting drugged, someone can spit in your drink. People are mean and evil, dude. Take your drink with you. Just my advice as someone who bartended for 8 years. So during the trial, let's see. Yeah, everyone, let's see. Misconduct. Women came forward saying they were misconduct. Okay. When the first of the lawyers' lawsuits were filed, multiple women came forward claiming they had been assaulted by the brothers. Misconduct was open to the world. Okay. All right. I found my place. Sorry. Technical difficulties. One woman testified that she met the brothers in 2012 at a party at actor Zac Efron's Manhattan apartment. She said she had almost no interaction with the actor, who was not accused of any misdeeds, and went to a nightclub later in the night before waking up naked with a nude Alan Alexander standing over her. "I don't want to have sex with you," she testified, telling him. "Haha, you already did." She recalled him snapping back as he laughed in my face. That's fucked. Testimony challenges claim that money drove allegations. Prosecutors pushed back against the idea that the abusers were hoping to cash in on the lawsuits. Only two have lawsuits pending. Prosecutor Elizabeth Espinoza told jurors, and both are wealthy. Let's see. One woman who testifies says she was raped by Alan Alexander in Aspen, Colorado in 2017 when she was 17. She said that she was the daughter of a billionaire. "I don't want their money." So yeah, it's not about the money then. I believe her then. If she's the daughter of a billionaire, it's not about the money. "I just want them to have it," she told the jurors. Lindsay Acree, an artist and gallery owner, testified she was raped by Tal Alexander and another man at the home in the Hamptons in 2011 after taking a drink left her feeling paralyzed. The woman said she sued last year, even though she will never need their money because the Alexanders kept calling us gold diggers, shakedown artists, con artists. "If there's a kid with a stick who keeps hitting people, you take their stick away," she told the jury. "Money is their stick, so you take it away so they can't hurt people anymore." Money is power. I've had people argue with me and I'm like, no, money is power. You can do whatever the fuck you have if you have a certain amount. To the most part. The Associated Press does not typically identify people who say that they are victims of sexual assault until they choose to come forward publicly, of course. So, hang on just a second. Where's the Epstein connection, Abe? The Justice Department revealed the identities of dozens of women who said they were sexually assaulted in the latest Epstein files, included the name of one of the inactive sex trafficking trial, a series of errors the agency was still working on to correct Tuesday. Documents released include an email from a lawyer that inadvertently revealed the name of one of the 8 women who have accused Orrin and Tal Alexander and Orrin Alexander's twin brother, Alan Alexander, of sexual assault. Orrin and Tal Alexander were once among the highest real estates. Lawyers for the brothers argued on Monday that the inclusion of these documents in the millions of Epstein files released on Friday was grounds for a mistrial. The judge denied that request. So they're saying, because we're included in the Epstein files, that's grounds for a mistrial. No. That just makes the case even more set in stone. So, Alexander Brothers judge orders U.S. to withhold Epstein-linked material during... Okay, so now they're withholding, it looks like. Let's see if I can find... While U.S. District Judge Valerie Caproni quashed the idea of granting the defense a mistrial over the brothers' names appearing in the Epstein files, she issued an order late Monday barring the release of additional Epstein material with their names on it. So she's not giving them the mistrial because they're in the Epstein files, but she is saying, hey, leave the Epstein files out of it. Let's keep this a separate case. We don't want to, make it too one-sided. She has to be, and I get it, as a judge, she has to be fair, I guess you could say. But I find that interesting. The United States must not release any document or material from the purported Epstein files. Oh, true. It's another case, too. That's someone else's case that another judge is. I kind of see what she's saying there, too. That mentions... so the United States must not release any document or material from the purported Epstein files that mentions or references any of the above listed defendants, Alan, Orrin, or Tal Alexander, explicitly or implicitly, before a jury verdict has been rendered in this case, Caproni's order says. Caproni ordered U.S. Attorney for the South District of New York, Jay Clayton, to sign off on having notified the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi about her order, as well as the U.S. Department of General, U.S. Attorney, Southern District of Florida. So, they're in the files. Now, here's what we need to do as citizen journalists, as everyday average Joes, because you can type in keywords and the files pop up. We need to see what they're in the files for. And if you have, and if you will, and if you do, not if you will, but if you have and if you do, hit me up in the comments. I want to know why these motherfuckers are in the Epstein files. Sounds like they're pretty bad dudes. And it sounds like it's the type of shit that Epstein was into. So, of course, you know, Epstein and the Alexander brothers would be two peas in a pod. Figured I'd share that with you. A little obscure one that's Epstein related that you guys probably either have not heard of or no one's talking about, except for Luke Radowski. Shout outs to him. But thank you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. And give the thumbs up. But also, if you're on YouTube, man, give a hype. You can give hype points, which boost us up the algorithm. If you like what I'm putting out there, go for it, dude. Yeah, y'all have a good day.